You Look Fine, Dear by Walter Bowne. Read by Walter Bowne. For some reason, on our way to Maine one year when Duran Duran was trending, my mom made a pit stop in Old Saybrook, Connecticut. My M&P had been divorced for years, and this aunt wasn't even Mom's kinfolk. Aunt Adeline said, "Oh, it's a shame you inherited your father's bad acne." She was the only one who mentioned the alien invasion. I wanted to reply at least I wouldn't be dead in 3 days, or I farted dust, but I just kept the tip of my baseball hat, over my face for the entire vacation. Such truth sabotage confidence. Now at least, I respect such candor. I should have asked for a dermatologist, but that meant money, and we didn't have much then. Mom said my face didn't look bad. She would also lie to say Quasimodo's hump wasn't that noticeable, or that her son Voldemort really wasn't that evil. My face could have been one huge blackhead with my nose a gooey mass of pus, and Mom, may God curse bless, would have said the same thing. "Oh, you look fine, dear." But my acne wrecked me on the harbor rocks, while other guys sailed blithely away on sailboats with girls named Rio. What could be done? After all, I believed in self-reliance, hoisting my own sails. Scolding my face. Sitting in a bath, I ran hot water over a towel and flipped it back and forth, applying it to my face. That didn't work. I resembled a steamed lobster. Ice-cold showers. I'm not sure it closed pores, ice-cold showers, but it was miraculous in looking like a man undergoing an ongoing sex change operation. You know, shrinkage. That shriveled my self-confidence. I heard soap clogged pores, so I washed with dollar store shampoo. How unmanly to smell like vanilla cream. At least my zits smelled like lavender lace. Salt water. There were reports that salt water dried skin. Since I only swam in the ocean 2 or 3 times a year, I brought the sea to me. With the sink at flood tide, I added a half a cup of salt and submerged my face, repeatedly. What happened to the salt for seasoning the water? I have no idea, Mom, I said, slyly pushing the empty container deeper into the trash. The tanning lamp. Dad said sun exposure dried out skin, so I borrowed his heating lamp. After the divorce, to appeal to the women on the single scene, he was baking himself. We were doing the same thing, making ourselves look better for the lasses. He had this massive yellow contraption, much like a street lamp with wire mesh. Do they even sell these things anymore? The beast probably gobbled 100,000 megawatts. And why is my electric bill $50 more this month? The money could have been worth it, would have been worth it. I was going to be zitless, and another skin tone and ethnicity, and the chicas would come flocking to this gorgeous Greek guy. I shut my bedroom, covered my eyes with cotton, and turned on the electric star. Once plugged in, it hummed like a power generator. Pink Floyd's Dark Side of the Moon created heaven. 45 minutes later, when Waters concedes, there's no dark side of the moon, really. As a matter of fact, it's all dark. I turned off the sun. I fantasized, everyone being in the dark. How great would that be? If I could seduce women with my charm, wit, writing, and tinny high-pitched melodious voice, did I need heating lamps and mirrors? But the mirror, I had to face the face. At first, my zits looked stunned, or stunted. Some of the dead white blood cells and bacteria, also called juicy, hot, disgusting pus, seemed to have been cooked off. Was I giving myself my own dermabrasion? Would it work? Like when Jesus told the lepers, "Heal yourself." My face looks better. The next day I went to school without looking at my face because I always showered in the dark because the mirror was my Darth Vader. My face looked better, though, in a black helmet. I was Narcissus sans Lake. Hell, if I couldn't face myself, why would any lass lap her lips on this lad? In reality, I looked as if I had overdosed on a kilo of carotene pills or devoured a farmer's market of baby carrots. I had turned orange. My history teacher, Mr. Eastwick, asked, "What happened to your face, Walt?" I tried to burn off my zits. I was a maroon, cratered moron with marshmallow eyes, something Lenin imagined in Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds. I would suggest a dermatologist, he said. Freeze 'em. Heat miser meets no miser. Extremely cold temperatures reduced zits, right? What did I do? Raided the freezer and applied ice cubes directly. I withstood the burn of the dripping ice. I wrapped a towel around my neck and played The Doors' The End. When it was over, many rings of depression later, I stopped the pain. Cruising down a burning river in Vietnam seemed less painful, actually. I did the river run every night, but to different songs. Freebird, Stairway to Heaven, Roundabout, and Heard It Through the Grapevine. All this achieved was pruned fingers and hearing, "Who's not refilling the ice trays?" Beats me, I said. The worst part of the year came with those cheap Sears portrait shots. The stark, bad photography highlighted every pore. Really? You're going to hang that up in the living room? How about the attic? Just hang me. You can't give that picture out, I pleaded. In fact, the only picture I liked was my senior portrait. High school. I was airbrushed, and for the first time, I didn't look too bad. A friend of mine had even worse acne, and he was miraculously cured one day, and he suddenly had a girlfriend. Coincidence? Maybe he tried a forbidden market steroid from Uzbekistan. At times I dreamed of selling my soul at the crossroads, not to be a blues musician, but for a certified dermatologist. Was my history teacher right? Could he lend me a few $100? If I saw a zit begin to form, I'd rub a towel back and forth over the problem, but then I'd only have a chafed face with a mountainous blackhead embedded in it. My zits actually woke me up. I would roll over on a sore and bang! Pain. Tubes of Clearasil. When I started working, I purchased over-the-counter topicals. Some women loved mud baths, allowing the mud to harden to cleanse the face. So I swamped my face in white goo, hibernated in my room, closed the door, and played Led Zeppelin's Physical Graffiti. Did my face look like graffiti? Once the Clearasil hardened, I peeled off the layer. Of course, that didn't work. I felt like a hard-boiled egg. Port noise complaint 2.0. I heard stress created zits. I tried meditation and masturbation by having bubble baths with candlelight and Simon & Garfunkel as background music. I voraciously scrubbed the tub, eradicating all remnants of Little Happy Walters in the water. I was petrified I would actually impregnate my mother during one of her nightly baths. My mom thanked me for being a super man-of-the-house helper. Boy, when I forgot to thoroughly disinfect, I would shake in my room, scared I might have a brother who was also my son. Damn Oracle of Delphi. How long would my super sperm last? My baths were hot, and the bathroom got steamy. And what an acne problem that wacko alien child would have had. Did I mention that science was not my thing? Oh, and I wasn't wrong about that super sperm, by the way. Just ask me about my daughters. LOL. Razor 'em. It was tough to have a beard as a teenager. My hair grew like a wild man. Tiny hair ringed my zits. Did I dare the guillotine? It got harder as my facial hair grew darker and redder. Then I thought, hey, let me shave off my zits. That just left scars. An unhealthy alternative of cutting. Self-mutilation. Bad. Don't do that. One enormous hissy fit. Finally, I summoned the courage for a 17-year-old tantrum. I pleaded for a dermatologist. It was the only doctor I longed for. I would rather have dengue fever than acne. The skin doctor examined my face with gloves and said, subcuticle cystic acute malignant axonitis. Yeah, moon craters, bad acne. My zits were volcanoes with deep magma, pus, and angst. He ordered a few pills and froze my zits with this gadget. Was I that far off with the ice cubes? We went maybe once, twice, and that was all. Again, this was all before the miracles of modern skincare like Accutane. And after all, was the skin doctor all about vanity? And the bills? The pills worked for a while. In college, the outbreaks subsided, finally, and I grew a hardy beard in grad school. I met my wife 1 week after the beard. Coincidence? Nay, my friends. I worried about shaving after marriage because I subconsciously thought she'd leave me. But fortunately, my pores have closed and the therapy helped. Less stress and anxiety. Thank you, Rose and Vince, and perhaps I owe it not to the passing adolescence and genes, but to increased sexual activity. Hello, wife. Goodbye, Portnoy. I'm still terrorized, however, when a speck appears. It's been a while, though, long while. And if I ever see one, I'll either grow my beard longer or make immediate moves on my wife, Mary Jane. Now I really look fine. I'm now in love with the mirror. What's the risk of drowning in looks? When I drive by Old Saybrook on Route 95 with my wife and daughters on the way to Rhode Island and Cape Cod or points north, I always say, "Look at me now, Aunt Adeline." And if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say it.